Welcome. I will be here playing some Super Mario 3D World. If you guys couldn't tell, the game that I'm playing right now is Super Mario 3D World. And it's probably one of those games that I really have played quite a lot recently. But you can see that I have not done anything yet since this is like the second file I think I created of this. But we're gonna start on the first level, and I'm gonna move myself out of the way here. So I have a couple of gaming topics that I really would like to talk about on this stream, since we're gonna do gaming news. So the first thing is game remakes. Why game remakes are just HD HD makeovers. And the second one is gonna be a doozy, where I say someone went to the bathroom in a bottle during I think an esports event. So that's the second story. On both of them, one of them is okay. One of them is not that crazy. But the second one though, is gonna be quite a doozy to talk about. But I'm gonna start off with kind of what I think about gaming remakes in my opinion when it comes to the gaming industry. Now, as you all may know, gaming remakes to me, I just don't like them. I'll tell you a few reasons why. Number one is because like the like people have said before, like IGN, like it's just a HD makeover. It's not nothing different. And that leads me to the second thing. It's not even different at all. It it's just the same game that, you got like before, but it's just the graphics are different. There's no difference whatsoever. And there's no fun in that. I don't understand why it's difficult to just remake a game remake a game and make it a little bit different. That's the whole point of this. And you know, that's kind of like my reasons why I don't like gaming remakes. And I if you guys have a different opinion than I do, then go ahead, because I don't really I don't really like care what I don't really care if you have a different opinion than me. I just think gaming remakes nowadays are just HD remakes, like IGN said. They're just HD makeovers, and it's the sad reality of it. They're just cash grabs. Is everything is what I'm trying to say, because um, it's just a blatant cash grab. If these developers have something, if these developers were to remake something pretty good, if these developers were to remake a game, you know, I I were to remake a game again, here's a few things I would suggest. First thing is kind of change the story a little bit. Change what the premise of the story is. Don't make it too different from the original game story, but at least incorporate a few new elements here and there to make it different than the original. You know, to make it different from the original, but still keep the same things that were in the original to begin with. That's kind of like my point that I driven home, because I want to look at it a kind of a couple ways. A couple ways I think I would look at it is this: if you have an HD remake, let's say if you wanted to make an HD remake of, let's say, Super Mario 64, so you would have to kind of mimic the elements of the N64, of the of Super Mario 64. But what you would have to do is kind of remake it in a way that's kind of different from the original, or still keeping the original elements in there. That's what I'm trying to say. That's how a good remake should be made. And there that's a problem with most remakes, even with movie remakes as well. Movies as well suffer from this problem. Like they don't change anything different, and or they make everything worse. They make everything worse. That's just how it goes. And it's kind of getting stale at this point. So I just want to know, like, can we get like a remake that's kind of different, like a little bit different, not just like oh yeah, I'm gonna remake this game and not completely change nothing of it other than like the visuals of it. That's not a remake. That's just an HD makeover. An HD makeover is different than a remake. A remake is when you take things from the original, kind of make it different, and you keep the original elements in there. That's a remake. Look at Mafia Definitive Edition. That's a pretty good remake. They did just slap on the Mafia Definitive Edition and called it a day. And that they changed the story a little bit. They did quite a bit of things with the Mafia Definitive Edition. They made it different than the original Mafia. That's how a remake should be. And I could point out I can point out really bad remakes like the GTA trilogy, the definitive edition. That game that game in and of itself, people were talking about really bad on. They were mad that the visuals were even terrible and the models look even worse, and the way that it was presented, the way that it was, uh, and the way that the game was presented, the visuals, how it looked, and stuff like that. It just completely made San Andreas, GTA 3, and Vice City look so bad in comparison to the originals. Because honestly, that remake shouldn't even have been released. To be honest, it was good as it was. It did need this high-end release. It didn't need it. It really didn't need it. It was just a blatant cash grab from the developers saying, "Oh yeah, what's the next game we can cash off of? Oh yeah, I know, Rockstar. Like I'm trying to be Rockstar here. Oh yeah, we're gonna do like a remake of the original three GTA games and make it even worse. But that's not how a remake should be. A remake should be like I said before. Uh, like put the graphics, like the graphics, could be enhanced a little bit, but change the story, change it the characters, change it the models a little bit, change it the gameplay a little bit to kind of make it different the from the original. Like make it a good remake. There's Eleanor. Eleanor did a great job of doing it. That's great and all. and even this is a remake of Super Mario 3D World. It's the same visuals, but you get my point. Okay, so you guys know my history with the game remakes. I don't really like them. Neither do I really like game remasters either, since to be honest, that's kind of the same thing too. I mean, a remaster, I, I would say. I mean, it takes. I mean, a remaster is kind of different. Because to be honest, a remaster is kind of like you taking the original game and enhancing it a little bit. It's enhancing it quite a lot visually. And that's kind of like what a remaster kind of is. But when it comes to remakes, it's a whole different ballpark, and that's how I feel like it should be, and that's what every developer needs to take into account. And that's something that that should be said. I'm a gamer, and I should, and that should be said. And these developers shouldn't get away with just slapping the remake sign, the re the remake name, and calling it a day. That's just not how it works. It's not how it works at all. And honestly, if you can argue that, you can. But at the end of the day, that's kind of what I think about it. If you don't agree with my opinion, then you can argue. You can argue against it. I don't really care. I'm gonna try to have a conversation with all of you and see what you guys think about it. And that's how it should be. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, that that developers should really do better and just making remakes and just making these high level games and just redoing everything that they shouldn't have done. And that's how it should be. I know I didn't get that at all. I'm gonna go back to it. But that's how I plainly feel. And that's how I'm gonna feel about it. And I have a strong opinion when it comes to that. So I don't ever want to feel either way. So if you guys can counterclaim against that, then you can. I don't really, I don't really know what you guys' opinions are about this topic, but I guarantee um, that you guys have a different opinion than I do, and it's okay. Now, one thing I'll say though, like, if you enjoy remakes and remasters and putting them on the PS, on the PlayStation or something like that, uh, that's your cup of tea. I don't really enjoy that. Uh, it is what it is. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's not something that I truly enjoy. And same goes for like any other thing. Remakes, remasters. Something along those lines. And this game has a pretty good amount of differences, even though it's kind of the same game as Super Mario 3D World, since it's it's based off the real version of this. But like I said, they added a new mode. They basically didn't change anything in the main game, but they did change some things. Um, they made online a thing here. they made online a thing in Super Mario 3D World. Like, like, that's gotta say for something. And with small minor changes like that can really bring it home. And just the fact that we have these changes makes it a whole lot better since it improves the game by quite a lot. It improves the game by quite a lot. It really shows what developers can do with the technology that they have in their offices or their studios. So I find it kind of sad that you know developers are not taking the full advantage when it comes to this. Sorry if there's things in the background. So you get my point. You get my point. But you get what I'm trying to say here. Let me just complete this level and I'll get back to talking here. Oh my goodness. I can't really do things like this today. Okay. Come on. Get up there. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna complete the level here. Okay. Nice. And okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Also, I do have a link to that article. If you guys want to go and check it out. Okay. No, I don't want to stop streaming. Okay. Hold on, guys. I gotta get something here. There we go. There we go. Now I think I'm back in business here. And okay. Now that I covered that quite a bit, um, next thing I want to get into is another gaming news story. And I'll be frankly honest, when I checked out this gaming news story, I was kind of surprised because I never heard of this story before until now. But apparently, it's been up since Friday at around 11 a.m. But what I can tell you is it's pretty crazy. I'm gonna begin here. Um, so there was a gamer, um, I think attended like an esports event. He's a pretty pro gamer, like a pro gamer. He's called, and he attended a esports tournament, and you know, at these esports tournaments, you know, at these esports events, they have certain rules, or you can't go to the bathroom and stuff. But you know, in this instance, he wanted to go to the bathroom. Okay, and you know, there's sometimes you can't really hold it, or there's sometimes you can hold it in. But in this instance, he couldn't really hold it in. But besides the point, he needed to go to the bathroom, and so what he ended up doing is he went to the bathroom. Is he went to the bathroom, but in a bottle. In a bottle. I'm not even joking. It's he went to the bathroom in a bottle. He the person, the pro gamer, took the bottle and did his business in there. How crazy do you guys have to be? How crazy do these how crazy do you gotta be to do that? How crazy do you gotta be to do that? There's like there's a you couldn't hold it till like the last till like the moment. I mean, yeah, I hold in mind sometimes, but like there's some instances like I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I don't really care, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. But in this instance, he really needed to go, and I don't blame him for it. And all I gotta say in this matter is, listen, if you're somebody that if you're one of those people, if you're a programmer or is somebody that attends like an esports event or goes to these certain events to kind of hang out with people and watch the event go on, then it's fine and dandy. But when you're a participant, there's rules, and there's certain rules you have to abide by, and one of those rules is going to the bathroom, and there's sometimes you can't hold it in, and I don't blame him for it, and probably everybody on Twitter was disgusted, but look, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and we're all human, and we learn from mistakes. That's just how it is, and that's just how the world works. Because there's a time and a place for things that there's a time and a place, and there's a time and a place to go to the bathroom, and if you can't hold it in, then just go. Like, there's no need to to hold back a basic necessity just for you to play in the tournament. Like, there's no need to hold it in. Like, you know, there's just no need for you to hold it in. And yeah, I've done it myself quite a few times. You know, I went to the bathroom last minute. But that sometimes happens. Sometimes that happens to me. I go to the bathroom last minute and wanting to just run fast to a bathroom. That that's basically what happens. But at the end of the day, if I need to go to the bathroom, I will, and I do go to the bathroom. I don't just hold it in. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. That's just part of things. And, that's just how it is. And, you know, it's just one of the things that I feel like should be now one of the rules. Like, you don't just tell someone that they can't just go to the bathroom. And shame on the esports thing. Shame on the people who hosted this tournament. Like, what kind of rule? What kind of rule is that? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what type of rule is that. You don't just go ahead and tell someone, oh, you can't do your basic necessity because you need to be in the tournament. Like, that's not how it works. You need to be there. You need to if you need to go to the bathroom, go ahead. Like, you know, whether it's an esports tournament, whether you're doing something at work, whether you're doing something personal, or whether you're doing something going to an esports tournament, or going to buy something like groceries or anything else. Like, that's just part of life. And people, you know, I mean, people can hold it in. I mean, you can hold it in, but there's some times where you need to just go to the bathroom, and that's just how it works. So that's kind of like my whole opinion on this whole thing, and I feel like people should take that into consideration, and these esports tournaments, these esports tourneys need to stop eliciting these rules. What are we, like high schoolers, people in school, like that's something that we deal with that in school, like that's something we deal with at school, like like that's one thing that we do in school, like not wanting to go to the bathroom when we need to, and that's the crappy thing about it. And you just need to go to the bathroom when you need to. Nothing's wrong with that. There's nothing stopping you. I'm gonna just complete this world, and I think we'll get this over with, since this is kind of getting to be quite long. We're gonna do Captain Toad. Okay. I know this stream isn't quite as interesting as the last one. I know I did a Banjo Kazooie discussion last stream, but I decided to play this game for you all because I know it's quite fun to see this. I know it's quite fun to actually see gameplay here, me talking about certain stuff. Maybe I could do a stream where I talk about random things, and now make like a gaming news centric stream. Because honestly, I think I could do that at one point. So maybe I'll do another stream. You know, um, next week. Probably like talking about random stuff and gaming. While playing something like Super Mario 3 World or Mario Party or something like that. And I know this stream isn't quite as interesting as the last one, but I'll I'll try to I'll try to make sure to make it quite interesting. All right, we're gonna just complete World One as well. I don't think I'll have enough time for World Two. I think I'll just complete the game in another stream if I have time, really. Okay. But yeah, that's quite crazy to be honest with you. And honestly, yeah, you know, honestly, I couldn't rule out it. Like in my experience, I've had to go to the bathroom quite a few times, but at one point I think I just said to myself, you know what? I'll go to the bathroom when needed. I don't really care what people say. Just you know, I'll just go to the bathroom when needed. When needed to, and it's worked out in my favor. I used to be one of those people that goes to the bathroom at the last minute. I still kind of do actually, but it's not it's not as frequent anymore. I think, but that's one of those things that I just I just have I like I have like it's just those things that kept building up, and I want to get rid of it. So and that's one of the things that it's kind of bad. Just waiting till the last minute to do things. Just waiting till like the last minute to go to the bathroom. So yeah. Oh no. Oh no. 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 Okay. No. Okay. I got it. I got it. There we go. No. 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 Okay. Okay. I didn't quite anticipate that to be the case. Okay, that didn't go so well. Let me stop breathing fire, Bowser. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm so focused on the game that I don't even pay attention to what I'm doing here. There we go. I'm just gonna skip quite the cutscenes here because, I don't really want to spend so much time on this. But okay. We got into the end of this world, and now we're gonna move on to the next one. But I'm not going to drag it out as long. So, okay. There we go. All right. All right. How long has this stream been going on for? To be honest with you, I don't really know how long this stream has been going for. Well, let's see here. Ooh, it's been going on for about 35 minutes. Hooray.